Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. This should be a real treat. This is Stone Brewing's Do These Hops Make My Beer Look Big IPA. Pretty catchy name on this beer. And this comes from Paris, my brother in California, my beer brother in California, my brother from another mother. I am so lucky to have friends like Parrish and Nate and Andy and Scott and all you guys that send me these beers. Y'all freaking awesome guys. I don't know what to say. I'm humbled and very appreciative of all the effort that goes into spending your hard-earned money and on the beers and then paying for shipping to ship me these beers for me to try and review. I do appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate it. He also sent a little note with this. Says, happy to get you this beer from Stone. This one is very rare. Went to the brewery and they said you can only get this beer from their tap room. They don't distribute it outside of their brewery. Enjoy, Parrish. I'm sure I will, Parrish. Thank you, sir. I don't know what to say with all the beers you've sent me and the glass. I call this my Parrish glass because you sent it to me, and it is an awesome freaking glass. It's become my favorite glass. It's a super heavy, thick tulip style glass, and I love it. I really do. Alright, let's get on with this beer. Guys, this, like I said, this is an 8.8%er. Very hard to get your hands on unless you're around the brewery or the tap room there. I have definitely not seen this here in Virginia, so I feel very privileged to get a bottle of this from Paris. So I don't know what to say. I am humbled by all the beers that are sent to me by you guys. Y'all are awesome. The commercial description on this beer is about this long, and I'm not going to spend 10-15 minutes reading it to you. They've used basically what it boils down to. They've used a new hop on this called HBC 291. I've not heard of that. It's probably a brand new strain. It hasn't even got a name yet. But it's supposed to be a fairly tasty beer, so if it's in line with most of everything else they do, I'd say 90% of the stuff they do I enjoy very much. So let's see what this one brings. And Parrish, thanks again, brother, for making the trip to the brewery and getting your hands on an extra bottle of this for me and sending it to me. I do appreciate it, sir. Food pairing for this is going to be your typical double IPAs. It says cuisine is your barbecue, and your cheeses are pepper Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, and your more pungent cheeses. And the meat is game and grilled meat and salmon. Glassware is a snifter tulip oversized wine glass. I got my Parrish glass here. For guys that haven't seen it, I say this all the time when I use this glass. This is called the Sauvin beer glass, S-A-U-V-I-N. Google it. There's a company that produces this glass. It's not a cheap glass. It's a very expensive glass to me. But it's a very heavy duty glass, unlike a lot of the glasses, like the one I got from Rogue and the Dogfish Head glass. Now the pint glasses are fairly heavy, but the specialty glasses, man, they're just thin like fine crystal, and I'm scared to use them, so usually I just stick them in the case up behind me here or put them in the glass cabinet in the kitchen. But this is a nice heavy. I think it's even heavier than the double glass. So this one and the double glass are my two favorite tulip glasses. And I don't use the pint glass very much anymore because these type of glasses enhance the aromas. So and that's what I'm here to do, enhance the aromas. Alright guys, it says this beer can be cellared, but of course I would not cellar this beer. This says these hops in big letters. So this tells you that it's a hop forward beer. I would not sell her this beer. If you're lucky enough to be in the California area or somebody has sent you one of these, drink it as soon as you get your hands on it and get it chilled down. So, well, I think that's all we need to talk about. So without further ado, let's get the cap off of this puppy. Very nice hiss, some smoke rolling out. Do these hops make my beer look big, IPA? Not really. Could be though. We'll see here in just a minute or two. This is a bomber, it's a 22 ouncer, enough to share, and that's what I intend to do. With that pour, a good finger, maybe a finger and a quarter of head. Very clear looking beer, oh yeah. I can see the bulb right through it, a lot of bubbles streaming up, very orange, tangerine in color. Very good looking beer in the glass. How don't you think? Oh yes. Well, let's get a nose on this one, guys. Very different smelling beer as opposed to like a Stone Enjoy by or some of your bigger double IPAs. Getting hints of melon and some pine. Maybe some tropical fruit in there, but it's not that up in your face like a Stone Enjoy by. And they usually date most of their stuff, but since this was a special release, I'm not actually sure whether they did this one or not. Yeah, there's something written on it, but I can't tell if it's smudged out or not. That's the only thing about these dates. A lot of times they'll get smudged and you can't read them. And that's what this one looks like it's happened. I can see bottled on. Looks like it's 01. It looks like it's January 14th of 2015. So just a tad over a month old. I'm ready to dive into this one, guys. So let's do it. Let's get it on. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Parrish. Thank you, my brother. Very, very different. Definitely a heavy pine. It's almost like pine needles. Like you took them off the tree and stuck them in there. Heavy pine. Heavy, heavy pine. Very, very unique beer. Very different. If you're expecting something similar to a Stone Enjoy by, it is not. I'm not so sure I'm blown away by this beer. I usually like pretty much all the stuff that Stone does, but this one is very, very different with the hop that they've used in this one. It's not bad, but it's not blowing me away. It almost has like a piney spruce tip taste to it. Maybe some grassiness or something in there, or hay. Very, to me, I don't say it's like a lager because it doesn't have a lager taste to it at all, but almost an astringent pine spruce taste. Very different, I will say that. And they're known for doing a bunch of different stuff, guys. So, if I was to answer the question on the bottle, do these hops make my IPA look big? Not really. Personal preference at this stage, cold right out of the fridge, I would prefer the Stone Enjoy by over this one, but this is something different, and I'm glad to get my hands on it and give it a whirl about. So let's let it warm up. I'll take it back there and pour her a glass, and we'll find out what we end up with this one, guys. Very unique taste, I will say that. I think I've said it about 3 or 4 times already. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. This did not blow my hair back at all. The hops that they've used in this one, which I told you earlier, to me tastes like an experimental hop, evidently, because it didn't even have a name. It just has a number. It is, to me, it's like pine needles and spruce tips. That's what I'm getting off of this beer. I mean, it's just so much different than a typical IPA with the tropical fruit notes and the grapefruit and pineapple. I'm not getting any of that from this. It's pine needles and spruce tips. So not blown away with this one. Kind of a piney, astringent taste to it with a little bit of. It's definitely got the green, almost like they've used hops that weren't ripe or something. I don't know. It's just not doing it so far. So let's do the final chug here. Not a bad beer whatsoever. Definitely different. The pininess and almost like I'm going to say the greenliness. It almost tastes like it's green vegetation. I mean, it's just green. It's just, I'm getting pine needles and spruce tips. That's the taste that I'm getting off of this this beer, guys. So not super blown away with this one. Me being a hop head, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't like it more than I do. So, but I think it's a well-made beer. Now, if you're looking for something unique or something different in a hopped IPA, and this is considered a double, being an 8.8%er, not getting any alcohol at all. Very well made, but the hops they've used in this one is just different. I mean, it's just different. That's the way I can put it. But I enjoyed it. It was good, but I'm not blown away by it, guys. So I don't think I'm not even going to put it in the A category as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to give this the B+, which is in the 7 category. Definitely different. If I have said that about 10 times already. Very unique style of beer with the hops that they've used. So B+ for me. It's unique. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 91 in their outstanding range. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it would probably be about an 89 is where I would put it. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says, well, they're not kind at all. 83 overall and 37 in the style. So 83 is a kind of a very low number. I think it's a little bit better than an 83. Like I said, if I was putting a number on it, it'd be about an 89. But it's definitely a well-made beer because I'm not getting any of the alcohol. At 8.8%, almost a 9%er, didn't taste it at all. So, but the hops they've used in this one is very different from what the typical IPA has, and the typical IPA that I'm used to drinking, or double IPA that I'm used to drinking with the fruitiness and stuff, which this one seems to be lacking in. So I might even consider it as like a green melon taste. Definitely a greeny. And I hate to use the grassy term because I get that a lot in the lagers and stuff, and it doesn't taste like a lager at all, but it almost tastes like unripened melon or green pine needles or spruce tips. So that's where I'm going to leave it. If you've had this one, been lucky enough to get your hands on one of these, let me know. This is Stone Brewing. Do these hops make my IPA look big? If you're asking me, no, they don't look too big at all to me. But anyway, Parrish, thank you, brother. I do appreciate you sending me this and let me give it a try. Very unique beer. All right, guys, let me know if you've had it, and let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See you then.